I want to play this clip for you right now that involved Deion Sanders and this white guy that was talking to him. And basically, what happens in this clip is that this guy is talking to Deion Sanders as if he really knows him. And he basically called him by his name, but he was like, well, just call me, coach and everything like that. But then the guy goes on to disrespect him and continues to call him Deon, like he knows him, and he doesn't. But this is going to lead to a bigger point. But I'm going to go ahead and play the clip, and then I'll go into my point.
Sus, you're up.
Hey, Deon, was just wondering if you could.
Hold on. Let's back up a little bit. You don't call Nick Saban Nick. Don't call me Deon. Okay.
I call Nick Saban Nick.
Yeah, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's a lie. If you call Nick Nick, you know you'll get cussed out on the spot. So don't do that to me. Treat me like Nick.
Okay, Deon.
All right.
Just
Okay, so you just heard it right here. So basically what you had was this guy right here, I guess he was getting ready to ask Deion Sanders a question. And Deion Sanders doesn't like when people who he doesn't know personally, like maybe a family member or maybe his wife or maybe, someone like that can call him that. But if you're being professional, he wants to be referred to as coach or Coach Sanders because he is the coach of a football team. And this white guy just blatantly called him Deion like he knew him, and Deion had to correct him and say like, whoa, 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 whoa. If you don't refer to Nick like this, and I'm assuming that Nick is probably a white guy, and he probably refers to him as Mr. or maybe Coach. I'm not sure what Nick he's talking about. Maybe someone who can elaborate more of this clip can tell me who this Nick person is, but I'm only going to assume that this Nick person is a white guy who may be a coach of some sort. I don't know. But he basically said, if you don't refer to Nick as that, don't refer to me as, that. Because, Nick, he said Nick will cuss you out, and he would. And the white guy tried to lie and said that he didn't refer to him as that. And Deion Sanders was like, no, you already know how Nick is. If you're not going to refer to him like that, don't refer to me as like that. And then the white reporter came back and jokingly said it again. In his mind, it was a joke. But Deion Sanders didn't take it as a joke, and that's why Deion Sanders took off his headphones, got up, and walked off, because he already knew what would have transpired if he would have got into a back and forth with this guy. They would have said, oh, Deion Sanders being the typical angry black Negro, he's getting all in his feelings over something so small. Listen, when you have a title that you have earned and you have worked hard for, refer to that person as that title. You do not know Deion Sanders outside of him playing football for a long time. You don't know him on a personal level like his friends and his teammates, his coaches, and his family to be calling him that. This is a professional interview you were supposed to be having. You do not just call him Deon. And then he called him Deon. He didn't call him, he didn't even have the decency to call him Mr. Sanders or Mr. Deon. And even if he did say that, when Deion Sanders came back and corrected him and said, don't call me just by my name, refer to me as this, or as coach, or whatever the case may be, you honor this man's wishes. At the end of the day, you are the one interviewing him, not the other way around. But his ego was so inflated, he felt like he did not have to do that. And in turn, he very blatantly disrespected Deion Sanders. Now, this is what is going to lead into my bigger point. If y'all remember a few months back, this actually went viral. There was this black female doctor who was basically talking, and they were having a meeting. And this white guy blatantly disrespected her by calling her by her name. And she had to stop in the middle of the meeting a couple of times to correct this man and said, my name is Dr. So-and-so. And he kept going past or bypassing calling her doctor and referred to her by her name as if he knew her. And it's the same scenario here. When we work hard to get these achievements or levels of achievements, they look at it as, okay, whatever. I don't have to call you by that title. I mean, who are you? And like I said, with that scenario, with that woman, she made sure to correct him. And like I said, the story went viral. It actually made the news. Like, it actually went on like internet news. Like, it went viral. That whole clip, I remember it vividly. And I know some of y'all down in the comments that's listening to this video right now know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just, like I said, it's the blatant disrespect. They always expect us to call them by their titles. And you know what? Some of them don't even deserve to be even called by that title. And some of them, some of them do deserve a title, but it's not that of doctor or coach. It's of something else, another label. But the point of the matter is this guy who does not know Deon Sanders like that at all outside of his football career, where Deon Sanders already, as far as I'm concerned, status, wealth, and what have you, is way above his pay grade and above him in a status level, tried to make Deon Sanders feel beneath him in that moment. Because see, this is, like I said, this is typical palm color behavior that, you know, you may have more than me, but because I'm white and I say so, I'm still above you. That goes back to I keep forgetting what president said that. I want to think it was LBJ who said, if you can convince the lowest of the low white person that you're better than the wealthiest or well off to do black person, then you got him. He must have took that to heart, because that's in that moment, that quote came to mind. He felt he was better than Deon Sanders to not even say, you know what, I apologize, Mr. Sanders. Let me correct myself. He jokingly came back and called him Deon again because he thought Deon Sanders was joking with him. He was serious. Deon Sanders was not playing with him when he said, don't call me Deon. Now, I bet you he wouldn't have done that to a person who was in Hall T, who wants to be identified as whatever they're transitioning into, or one of them non-binary individuals out here running around here don't know which way is up, down, side, the side, in between. They'd be like, don't call me him or her. Call me, you know, a piece of cheese. I bet you he would have corrected, he would have did it then. But because it's a black guy, and not to mention a very alpha male, masculine, heterosexual black man, he felt he could test him at that moment. So it's like, it's so many moving parts with this, other than just the fact that he disrespected him by not calling him Coach Sanders or Mr. Sanders. Like, he didn't want to be called by his name, Deon. Like I said, you don't know this guy. You only know him from TV and the NFL and the coaching he does now. That's it. You don't know him personally. You've never met. You probably even know who he was until that day when you were interviewing him. You never shook his hand. You never had a face-to-face conversation with him. You've never been to his house or whatever the case may be to be calling him that. And he did not give you permission to call him by his name like that. He didn't say, you didn't even ask him, is it okay if I call you that? You just called him Deon. See what I mean? Just the blatant disrespect. But that's just who a collective of PC is. And the worst part about it is he tried to laugh it off as if it was funny, as if Deon Sanders was joking with him. He was not. He just better be glad him and that there was a computer screen and Wi-Fi between them, because if they were in the same room, Deon probably would have checked him right there in front of the reporters or pulled him to the side. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments.